Coming up on the inaugural edition of Detroit Sports Extreme, losers of 4 in a row overall to the Chicago Bears, can our beloved Honolulu Blue and Silver get off the schneid and win their first Week 1 contest since 2017? Or will it be the same old Lions Motor City tune? Plus, we give out game balls for the Bird and Turd of the Week and Stat of the Week. Buckle your seatbelts because Detroit Sports Extreme starts right now! Recorded from the Motor City in Detroit, Michigan, this is Detroit Sports Extreme. Here is your new source for Detroit sports, Johnny Bakerstone. Welcome to the first ever edition of Detroit Sports Extreme. I am your host, Johnny Bakerstone. And you might be asking yourself, what is Detroit Sports Extreme and who is Johnny Bakerstone? Well, Detroit Sports Extreme is going to be your one-stop shop for everything Detroit sports. Of course, right now, we're going to mainly cover the Detroit Lions, but we will also touch on the Detroit Tigers. And once they stop shooting bogeys on the golf course, we will talk about the Detroit Pistons and Detroit Red Wings as well. If the Big Ten commissioning bitches ever get their heads out of their asses, we will also talk about Michigan and Michigan State football. Now, who exactly is Johnny Bakerstone? Well, I'm here to tell you I've been covering Detroit sports in this market since about the mid-1990s, and I am ready to give you non-stop, unfiltered, uncensored, extreme exposure to Detroit sports every week for the upcoming years. With that being said, let's kick off our first segment of the show and discuss the Detroit Lions in what's called the Lions Den. The Lions Den, recapping the week that was for your Detroit Lions. Well, as many of you know, the Lions are coming off a disastrous 3-12-1 campaign, but somehow they enter this season with some optimism floating around in the Motor City. They have a healthy Matthew Stafford re-entering the fold, and some experts, including NBC's Peter King, have even projected the Lions to make the playoffs. And of course, the Lions have not been to the playoffs since 2016, and they have not won a fucking championship since 1957. Now, I could play devil's advocate and tell you, well, the Lions, even with the healthy Matthew Stafford last season, in their first 8 games only went 3-4-1. Sure, the Lions added cornerback Jeffrey Okudah with the 3rd overall draft pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. But let's not forget they also lost Darius Slay less than a month earlier to the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade. So, in essence, it was addition by subtraction. Of course, Okudah comes out of college with immense measurables. He's a huge talent, but he's going to need to pay dividends from day one to make this draft pick work. He, of course, is only the 3rd cornerback ever to be taken in the top 3 of an NFL draft. So, he better be a stud from day one. He better be a Pro Bowler to make this draft pick work. Now let's switch gears and talk about the Lions' Week 1 opponent, those pesky pantyhosers from the Windy City, the Chicago Bears. Now, dating back to the 2018 season, the Bears have beat the Lions 4 times in a row. They've outscored the Lions 101-71. The biggest blow to the balls for the Lions had to have been on Thanksgiving Day in 2018. Now, Mitchell Trubisky gets hurt. Enter Chase Daniel. Daniel, of course, is a member of the Lions right now, but Daniel storms into Ford Field. He beats a healthy Matthew Stafford and the Lions 23-16, and this, of course, left Lions fans all over the Motor City passed out drunk at their dinner tables. My God, was it a pathetic scene. So my question to you Lions fans is, can the 3-point favored Lions erase these 2 years of Chi-Town futility and beat the Bears to secure their first Week 1 win since 2017? Will the optimism that's been floating around carry into Week 1? Or will the pessimism that I just talked about haunt your beloved Honolulu Blue and Silver? To join me for the highlights will be 1660 The Wave analyst Kendi Copperfield, so let's get him going. Week 1, 2020 NFL season. Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. Sunday marked the Lions' first Week 1 home opener in 2 years when they lost 48-17 to the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. But thankfully, I don't remember that game as I couldn't bear to watch and was passed out drunk by halftime. Due to hamstring injuries, a seemingly ongoing theme for the Lions, Detroit enters their Week 1 contest against the Bears, missing their top corner in Jeffrey Okudah and number 1 wide receiver in Kenny Golladay. With both on the sidelines, the Lions are surely starting shorthanded out of the gate, Candy Copperfield.
Are they ever, Johnny? It's tough not to have your best corner and wide receiver out there against a division foe like the Chicago Bears. But my only question is, what do these guys do? Fall off the team bus on the way to Ford Field or something? This is Week 1, for Christ's sakes. We haven't even played a game yet, and we don't have our 2 best players.
Yeah, Candy, maybe that, or maybe they tripped on their shoelaces in practice or something. Who knows? The game starts off slow as the Lions and Bears trade 3 and outs, but things heat up on Chicago's second drive as they get all the way down to the Detroit 34-yard line. Bald Bears head coach Matt Nagy, who looks awfully goofy in that visor of his, elects to go for it on 4th and 7 rather than kicking a 51-yard field goal. After the Bears' kicking woes the last couple of years, I guess I can't blame him. Trubisky drops back to pass and lets it go, but Matt Patricia's steel curtain defense holds strong as Jamie Collins, who we will get to in just a moment, bats away the pass and forces a Chicago turnover.
Yeah, Johnny, the Lions defense really showed up early in this one. Yippee! Maybe I'll go wet my pants.
Detroit's second possession sparks some offense as newly acquired running back Adrian Peterson, who actually looked really good in this one, rips off a nice 19-yard run up the middle. But as usual, the offense stalls in the red zone, and the Lions settle for a field goal and an early 3-0 lead. The Bears tie the game at 3 on their next possession, and following a Lions 3-and-out, disaster strikes as Lions linebacker Jamie Collins makes contact with an official by absurdly headbutting him in the stomach, and Collins promptly gets ejected from the fucking ballgame. What in the hell is he doing?
Already without your top corner and top receiver, and now you lose your top linebacker. Great job, Jamie Collins. You can kiss my white ass.
An absolutely huge loss for the Lions, Candy. The Bears' drive eventually poops out at midfield, and the Lions cash in with yet another field goal on their next possession with a 12-play, 73-yard drive, but they yet again stall in the red zone. Lions lead 6-3 midway through the second quarter.
The Lions always seem to stall in the red zone and settle for 3, Johnny, and in the end, it almost always bites them in the balls.
The Bears answer with a field goal on the next drive to tie the game at 6. Following the Lions' third 3-and-out of the first half, yet another man goes down as slot nickel corner Justin Coleman injures his hammy and does not return. And although the Lions force a punt shortly after, they're now down 2 corners and their top receiver and linebacker. Hardly a recipe for Week 1 success. But I'm sure Matt Patricia will figure things out. The Lions' last possession of the first half is a good one, as they get great field position and start on the Bears' 48-yard line. TJ Hockenson hauls in 2 catches for 40 yards, setting up a 1-yard DeAndre Swift touchdown run for his first career NFL touchdown. But something tells me this won't be the last time we hear from Swift, the second-round rookie running back out of Georgia. Lions lead at halftime recess, 13-6. The Lions start the second half the same way they ended the first half, as they cap an 8-play, 72-yard drive with a Matthew Stafford 4-yard touchdown pass to TJ Hockenson, Candy.
I think Hockenson is primed for a much better season in year 2, Johnny. He beefed up this offseason and added muscle, but also showed today he has great speed to get open. He looked awesome out there today.
Lions lead 20-6. Detroit tacks on to their lead 7 minutes later with a field goal and leads 23-6 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. It can't be this easy, can it? No, especially when you're the Detroit Lions. The Bears answer with their first touchdown of the afternoon as 87-year-old tight end Jimmy Graham catches a 4-yard touchdown to cap an 11-play, 59-yard Chicago drive. And an even bigger kick to the nuts is the Lions lose yet another corner as Desmond Trufant goes down with, you guessed it, a hamstring injury, leaving the Lions with their number 2, 5, and 6 quarterbacks. Following a punt from each team, the Lions milk 4 minutes off the clock thanks to some more crafty running by Adrian Peterson and drive down to the Bears' 37-yard line. Facing a 4th and 7 with only 4 minutes left in the game, head coach Matt Poop Patricia elects to kick a field goal rather than punt and pin the Bears deep in their own territory. This decision will prove costly. Kicker Matt Prater clanks it off the right upright, giving the Bears excellent field position starting on their own 45-yard line. Given with how poorly Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky was playing up to this point, Patricia clearly should have punted the ball, and only a minute later, playing on the short field, the Bears cash in on a touchdown to make it 23-20 with only 3 minutes to go. Ensuing possession, 3rd and 6 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining from their own 29-yard line, and Matthew Stafford throws a fucking interception, once again giving the Bears excellent field position. And of course, it takes them all of 2 plays and 41 seconds to capitalize, as Trubisky connects with Anthony Miller in the end zone, giving Chicago a 27-23 lead with 1:54 left in the game. Let's quickly recap. The Lions are up 23-13 with 4 minutes left. The Lions choose to kick a long field goal instead of punting to pin the Bears deep in their own territory. The Lions missed a field goal, and the Bears get the ball on their own 45, and only a minute and 4 seconds later, score a touchdown. Lions now up 23-20 with less than 3 minutes left. Matthew Stafford throws an interception. Bears get the ball on the Lions' 37, and only 41 seconds later, score a touchdown, giving the Bears a 27-23 lead. You talk about a team just handing a lead away. Look no further than your Detroit Lions. What in the hell are we doing? But not so fast, because the Lions still have almost 2 minutes of clock to work with to try to win the game and score a touchdown. The drive starts slow, but Matthew Stafford gets the Lions to midfield with only 28 seconds remaining. But no timeouts remain. 3rd and 7, Stafford drops back to pass and finds a streaking Danny Amendola in the middle of the field for a 32-yard gain all the way down to the Chicago 16-yard line. Remember, there's no timeouts left, and the Lions need a touchdown, so they need to spike the ball, and quickly. Stafford clocks the ball with only 11 seconds remaining in the game, setting up the Lions for a potential game-winning touchdown. Stafford drops back to pass, has a wide-open DeAndre Swift in the left corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Lot! No! He drops the ball! Swift drops the ball! DeAndre Swift drops a wide-open touchdown pass that would have given the Lions the win! Are you fucking kidding me? The Lions end up losing the game 27-23 in the same old fucking Lions fashion. Every year it's the same old shit. Now for my reaction on the game.
Johnny Bakerstone reacts to the Lions' 27-23 Week 1 loss to the Chicago Bears.
The Lions blow a 17-point fourth quarter lead, giving up 3 touchdowns in the process and scoring no points in the fourth quarter. The Lions simply continue to poop away fourth quarter leads, and folks, it's becoming very evident head coach Matt Poop Patricia simply cannot close out games. For a man who is heralded as a defensive genius in New England, his defenses in Detroit have been putrid and among some of the worst in the NFL. As many of you already remember, Patricia's Lions blew an 18-point fourth quarter lead last year in Week 1 in Arizona and winded up tying the game. Folks, they led in the fourth quarter last season in 9 of their first 12 games and finished the year 3-12-1. And now this. And folks, I simply cannot emphasize enough the 2 field goals the Lions settled for in the first half while they were in the red zone were costly. attempting that 55-yard field goal instead of punting and pinning the Bears deep in their own territory late in the fourth quarter was costly, and Stafford's interception shortly after was costly. It's like this team is trying to hand the game away. Sure, DeAndre Swift dropped a game-winning touchdown, which my 93-year-old grandmother who's in a wheelchair would have caught, but it should have never came down to that. I like Stafford. I cheer for Stafford. He'll statistically go down as the best Lions quarterback ever. But can this guy ever win a big game? Ever? We have 0 playoff victories and no division titles the entire time Stafford has been here since 2009. Sure, it's not all of his fault, but at what point does the starting quarterback need to be held accountable? We see guys like Mitchell Trubisky win a division title in only his second season in the NFL, and Marcus Mariota wins a playoff game in his third season. But Matthew Stafford has still done neither, and he's entering year 12 of his NFL career. When is this bullshit of same old Lions going to change, folks? When? Barring a complete 180, and I don't see how in the hell that's going to happen, we need a fresh restart. For God's sakes. I'm going to go crack open a beer, and as I do that, we will pause for a quick 60-second commercial break and be right back. You're listening to Detroit Sports Extreme.
Somewhere deep, and I mean deep, in the heart of Detroit is a beer that screams Lions game day. A smooth, refreshing beer that is as cold as the Motor City winter air. A beer that is low on calories, but high on Honolulu barley blue. A beer winning teams drink. Well, some Sundays anyway. Motor City Kitty IPA. A great tasting quadruple hops brewed light beer, crafted straight from the stench of Ford Field and right into your home. So the next time the Lions defense gives up 21 points in the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford throws a costly interception, or DeAndre Swift drops a wide-open game-winning touchdown, don't grab just any beer. Reach for the beer that'll get you fucked up 4 ways to Sunday, making you forget all about the Lions' 27-23 loss to the Chicago Bears. Motor City Kitty IPA.
Motor City Kitty IPA is a product of the Detroit Sports Extreme Brewing Company. Please don't drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Detroit Sports Extreme. Here again is Johnny Bakerstone.
Welcome back to Detroit Sports Extreme, and thanks again for listening. Before we sign off for the week, let's give out some awards. Our Bird of the Week will be handed to our Stud of the Week. Our Turd of the Week will be awarded to the Dud of the Week. And we also have a Stat of the Week.
Bird of the Week.
The Bird of the Week has to go to Lions running back Adrian Peterson. The 35-year-old looked surprisingly spry Sunday, rushing for 93 yards on 14 carries. With the rest of the backfield highly ineffective, it looks like the Lions may lean on Peterson more than initially expected.
Turd of the Week.
The Turd of the Week has to go to Lions rookie running back DeAndre Swift. Sure, he rushed for his first touchdown of his career late in the first half, but Swift dropped a wide-open touchdown that would have won the game for the Lions. He only rushed 3 times for 8 yards. Better days are surely ahead, at least I hope they are, but it was not a good start for Swift, who did not drop a single pass his entire last season at Georgia.
Stat of the Week.
0. That's how many games the Lions and Tigers won against Chicago teams over the past weekend. The Tigers got broomed 3 straight by the White Sox, getting outscored 23-5. And of course, as we've already touched on, the Lions lost in devastating fashion. We will dive more into the Tigers on next week's show. And here's a bonus stat of the week for you. 4. That's how many consecutive games Mitchell Trubisky has thrown at least 3 touchdown passes against the Detroit Lions. Good Christ! Thanks again for listening to the first ever edition of Detroit Sports Extreme. We will be releasing a Lions preview show every week, starting this Sunday, September 20th. You can look for Detroit Sports Extreme on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube in the early portion of every week. You can find us on Twitter at J_Bakerstone and on Facebook and Twitter at Detroit Sports Extreme. If you like the video on YouTube, please click the red subscribe button to subscribe. We'll see you Sunday, Detroit fans!